So let's talk about karmic connections in synastry. This is my most common question I have from clients. Is my relationship karmic? Let's talk about some of the astrological indicators of that in the synastry chart. So the first one that I'll mention is when someone's planets or your planets are falling into someone's water houses. Okay, so the fourth, eighth, and the 12th house specifically is the strongest indicator of a karmic relationship, the 12th house. So when someone is falling in your 12th house, 8th house, or 4th house. So when someone is emotionally stirring us, which is indicated by their planets coming into our water houses, this is an indication of a karmic connection. So the 4th house strongly represents like a familial, emotional energy where someone affects us in a very deep way. That can show a karmic connection. The 8th house shows when someone affects us in a very intense, sexual, passionate, and deeply powerful way. And then the 12th house shows when someone affects us in our unconscious part of ourself, the part of ourself where we have lots of fears and lots of past life energy. And the 12th house overlays are probably the strongest indicator of a past life connection when someone's planets are falling into your 12th house or your planets are falling into their 12th house. This is karmic. The second thing that I will mention is the north and south nodes. Specifically, the south node showing a past life karma, the north node showing a present life or future soul helper for this lifetime. Okay, so when we have both going on, actually the strongest karmic connection we can have with the nodes is when someone has an opposition in their chart and your north and south node, which are always directly opposite each other, are conjunct their north and south node. So I'll give an example. So my north node is in Scorpio, my south node is in Taurus. I had a boyfriend one time who had his moon opposite Venus. So his moon was in Scorpio conjunct my north node, and his Venus was in Taurus conjunct my south node. This was a karmic connection. When we are having both of those at the same time, one of my books actually stated that when your nodes are conjunct someone's planet like that, you were actually the person in a past life responsible for that split in their unconscious. So I don't know, you have to meditate on that yourself, whether you feel that's true or not, but that is definitely a very powerful connection to have when your nodes are conjunct someone's opposition or vice versa. Very strongly karmic. Oh my goodness, so much karmic energy. But even just with one planet conjunct the south node or conjunct the north node, very, very strongly karmic energy. You feel like you've known them before in a past life. And with the north node, it's maybe not as comfortable or maybe not as much of that knowing of like a past life, but you know that in this present life, this is a pivotal person for you. So it can also have that effect of like, I saw you across a crowded room and I just couldn't take my eyes off you. It was so powerful, right? That's like a nodal connection will feel like that. Like you just meet someone and wow, you have to know them. Another thing that I will mention is Pluto can feel like that too, especially Pluto in opposition with someone's planet or their Pluto in opposition to your planet. These Pluto oppositions are so magnetic, are so powerful, are so this feeling of it being strongly karmic, because with the opposition aspect, we are meeting this other half of ourselves, right? Because like we are integrating that opposing side, that polarity of that other side. So the opposition is especially powerful, but also all Pluto aspects have this feeling of being karmic because there's so much to learn there. There's this powerful transformative force working through you and through them when you have these Pluto aspects. The next one that is obviously so karmic is, of course, Saturn. Saturn aspects between the two partners can feel very, very karmic, and all aspects, okay? Even the in conjunct aspect is very karmic with Saturn. I've had Venus in conjunct with Saturn in many karmic love relationships, and also, of course, all the other aspects. The conjunction, so karmic, so strong. The feeling with Saturn is like there's a debt owed with that person. Like, and sometimes the Saturn person feels like they have to look out for, like almost like a parental role, they have to look out for the planet person. So that's really, really strong, very karmic. The next one that I'll mention that I feel is often overlooked is Chiron. Okay, Chiron is this point in the chart that represents our wound, our deepest wound, and where once we integrate that wound and realize what it is, it actually becomes our healing capabilities. Strong conjunctions with Chiron in the synastry point to a very healing and karmic relationship. The relationship can be very painful because it's triggering that deep wound. But once we figure out what's going on and start integrating the so when Chiron is strongly aspected in the synastry chart, it can show a very painful or a very healing relationship, and it definitely shows a karmic relationship. The most karmic relationship that I've ever seen in my entire life, or one of the most strongly feeling of karmic or fatedness, I had a double whammy of Chiron conjunct the nodes in the synastry chart. I had my Chiron was conjunct his north node, and his Chiron was conjunct my south node. That relationship hurt me so much and caused me to completely heal myself and change my entire life in a huge way. So Chiron is a big one, especially by strong conjunction, and especially Chiron node is a big indicator of a karmic healing relationship.